Hi guys, I go by I-Dle and I will be doing my first tutorial video today for you. I will be doing Han by I-Dle. I love I-Dle so much and I'm really excited that this is going to be my first tutorial video for you guys. This is a really short dance. I'll just be teaching you the chorus and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Thank you. So for this dance we're going to be starting on the 7 count and we're going to be facing away from the audience. Make sure when you start out that your feet are almost shoulder width apart. And on the 7, you're going to be swinging your right leg out and around like this. Now that is 7, 8, and you're going to be hitting the 8 as soon as you spin around. And your legs are going to be in a position where your right knee is bent and you are at an angle with the camera. So I'm facing my left right now and the camera is facing my right hip. Once again, that's 7, 8. Make sure you're swinging your right leg out pretty far and then swooping it in. At the same time, you're going to, for your hands, they're going to be in this dainty hand position with a bent wrist and your fingers are going to be up. And it's going to be like that for almost the whole entire dance in this dainty wrist position. So, as your foot is coming around, you're throwing your hands out. Your left hand goes straight out, your right hand goes straight up. That's as you're kicking around. That's on the 7, okay? So, 5, 6, 7. And on the 8, your left hand is going to be by your left side, and your elbow is going to be pretty close to your side, not completely next to it, just a little off. Your hand in that dainty position. And on the 8, with your right hand, you're coming around on 7, and you're stopping here. It's almost like you're saying stop, and your whole body is stopping. Okay? So what that looks like is 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? At the same time, your head is leaning back a little bit to the right. So you hit that position on 8. Okay? Now, the next few counts kind of go in with this same movement. So you're here, and with your legs, you're going to extend your right leg out on 1, back in, and then out 2, 3. So when you come around 8, 1, 2, 3. Make sure that you're keeping your right leg straight and your left leg is going to be bent and your legs are going to be connected at the knees. So make sure you're not extending outwards or crossing. Your right leg is going straight out and your body will be straight with your right leg, in line with your right leg. So, 1, 2, 3. With your hands, you stopped here, if we remember right, and you're going to take your dainty hand and push 1, 2, 3. So the first one's fast, getting back in time for the slower one. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And what that move looks like is we're here on 8, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so all together, this is what we have. 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Alright? And now, we ended here 2, 3. And on the 4, we're just going to be bringing our right leg back in from that position. So we end 3, come up 4, and we're going to be swerving our hips like so. So we dip down to our left and up to our right. We're still in that position facing our left with our right hip facing the camera with the audience. So once again, down on the left, up on the right. And your right hip is going to be hitting up on the 4, 5, and 7 counts. So it'll be 4, 5, 6, 7. Now the last dip hits on the 7, because in the song you'll notice that the note drags on, so does the hip movement. At the same time, you're waving your arms. Now, it's not just a normal arm wave. You have to really exaggerate that arm wave, okay? And you're going to be waving at the same time that you're waving with your hips. So your right arm is going to be up at the same time that your right hip is up. Make sure when your right arm is up that your right arm and your left arm are parallel with each other. You really want to exaggerate, okay? Your hands are not going to interlock or even really touch. They're just going to follow each other. So you really want to exaggerate that. And just like with our hips, we're going 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So all together, that move looks like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure that your torso is facing the front a little bit more. Make sure it's not facing directly to the side. Turn your body a little bit to face the audience. It's all about having good stage presence. All right. To finish off this 8 count, we're moving into another move, and then we'll go through everything all together. So we're here on 7, and we step out with starting with the feet, we step out on 8. At the same time, we are keeping our left hand up by our armpit, and our right hand's extending out to the right. And our hand out to the right is in a flat position. Not a fence, not up, down, flat position. And so we'll step and point at the same time, and our head is also turning to the right at the same time that our hand and our foot is going out to the right. So what that will look like on 8, so we come up 7 and 8. Notice when we put our arm out that we're curling it in, then going out. We're not just going straight out. Okay? 7, 8. Make sure you're really curling that wrist and then going out. That's important detail to make the dance look right. Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? We're here with our move, and we just go out. Now notice how we're just going straight out, no curling your hands, no anything. Your hands are just straight out. And your body is in a shoulder width. Your body is in a shoulder width position. 1. Alright, and the next move is probably one of my favorite moves in the dance. You're going to be shifting your weight onto your right foot so you don't lose your balance during this move. And your feet, you're going to be crossing over your right foot with your left foot. During that move, you're going to be hopping up. And it's a really graceful hop where it takes 3 counts to get all the way across. So you hit 1, and you'll go 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're exaggerating that hop, and it's a slow down. Fast up, slow down. 2, 3, 4. At the same time, your arms are going to be waving. Now, the more you exaggerate the wave, it's better it's going to look. If you do just a small wave, it's not going to look as good as if you do a big wave. Now, don't worry if you're not 100% good at the wave. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And it looks really cool when you add the legs in. So altogether, this move looks like 2, 3, 4. Notice how I ended my wave on my right arm as soon as my foot hit. So these moves begin and end at the same exact time. 2, 3, 4. And notice how my feet, they're flat on the floor. My toe isn't up, I'm not rocking back. But it's really important on this move to kind of get yourself a little bit centered on your right foot before you start going up, or else you're gonna like lose your balance and you're not gonna know what to do. All right, after you're here, you're going to do the poses. All the girls in the background do something like this and move around to get into position for the next set of moves, but I like to follow whatever girl in the front is doing. So whoever is in the front during the video, that's who I'm usually following. So the poses, we're here, and one thing to remember that I forgot to mention when you're finishing your wave is your arms are more relaxed now, they're not straight out anymore. So keep that in mind that your arms are now in a more relaxed, arm bent position. All right, so with your feet, we ended on 4. With your feet, you're going to go 5. Again, that's just casually bringing your left foot back around, and there's no big sweeping movement, it's just getting in position for the next move. So bring it next to your right foot, and you're going to pop your hip a little bit, and your knee is going to come out, and your torso is facing forward with your right knee across your left. So your bottom half is facing to the side, to the left, but your torso is facing forward. And with your hands during that move, you're throwing them up. And so it's a little bit of a turn, it's not a really big go up, it's just getting into that motion. Your hands are going to be facing out at the top, they're not going to be together, your wrists are going to be very near each other in that dainty position, like I said we would be in most of the video. So we end here on 4, and we go 5. Make sure you really pose that and get down. Your left knee is going to be popped just a little bit, but that's just so you can get your hip out and get into position for the pose. The next pose is going to be on 6. So you're here, and your feet, all they do is switch to the other side, so you're facing about 45-degree angle. Remember, we're here on 5, switch on 6. Now all the hands are doing is they're just flipping down. So like I said, a lot of flipping going on, woo, with our hands. So we're here, and we're just flipping them back and down. Back and down. Make sure when you're doing this move that you're really exaggerating your hips. This dance has a lot of hips in it, so if you think you aren't using enough hips, you aren't. Because I had to practice this dance a lot on getting my hips into it. That's my biggest problem with dances. So we're here on 5, and we roll back and down. We're almost like sticking our hips out to our right, and we're pushing down with our hands facing the floor, on our knees. And we're bending down, our knees are bending the same, our feet are together, and our back is straight with our head facing the camera. So we're here on 5, and we go down on 6. And now 7, 8, and I'll teach you those, and then we'll go through everything. So we're here on 6. On 7 for your feet, you're going to step out with your left, and then with your right. So make sure that when you're stepping with your left, you're still in a lower position with your knees bent, and you're stepping so your foot is facing straight forward. And when you step with your right foot, you're making sure you're getting into a hip hop position Alright, so with our arms, we're here with our arms down to the ground, flat. Your right arm is going to come up on the 7 onto your hip. And it's not quite all the way like up that you're used to, being all sassy. It's a little bit lower, so make sure that when you come up, you're doing kind of where you would, make sure that when you're coming up, it's on your waist, a little bit lower than you're used to with dances, kind of like you're taking one of those school pictures. Okay. With your right hand, you're going to swoop up and flick twice. So altogether, that move looks like 7, 8, and. Notice how when I got into this position, I flicked, then I flicked again after I was in the position. Make sure when you're in this position that your left foot is on the toe, or at least the ball of your foot, and that your right leg can be bent a little bit just so you can get your hip popped, and your flick should be hand in the dainty position. Flick, flick, and your elbow will be almost to your side, just a little bit out, and that's 8 and. Alright, let's go from everything from the beginning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and. Alright? Now let's learn the next move, which is one of the harder moves in the dance. This one did take me a second to learn, so don't worry if you have to do it a few times before getting it down. We ended in this position. All that you're going to do is get back into a straight position with your feet together, and you're going to be swaying your hips around kind of in a circle backwards, not a ton forwards, just kind of backwards and down. And we're going to be doing that 3 times, and this also kind of goes with the beat of the music, but the first one's fast, the second one's slow, and then the last one's fast again, just like the first one. So the counts for that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now remember we landed on 8 and, so getting in this position has to be really quick. We're going to be dipping right, right, right. Okay? Make sure we're getting an equal hip hop on both sides. We don't want to be doing one side more than the other. And our feet are together this whole time. And since we're dipping down, our knees are going to bend a little bit. That's okay. Make sure we're not getting way down, just enough to get a good hip pop. Now your hands are the hard part, and getting them in sync with your hips took me a while. So what you want to do is take your hands and you're going to be turning them in, up. One more time, I'm going to do that slowly. In, up. Remember the hips? 1, 2, 3, 4. So notice with the hands that we're already up here on 3, and we're going with our hips again on 4. So we're doing less hand motions than we are hip movements on 1 through 4 on this count. So altogether, this move from here, the 7, 8, will look like 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So we're getting our hands ready up here to do our last hip movement. Alright. Our last 4 count for this set of movements is pretty difficult. I think it's the most difficult move of this dance, but you guys will get it pretty easy. So we're here on 4, we hit on 5. This is the pretty easy part that's going to move into our harder part. We're going to go 5. Remember, see that my right head is going to the side as well, to my right. And my hands are equally each side. They're about level with my shoulders. And my palms are facing outwards. And they're straight up. with a little bit bend. My arms are a little bit relaxed, but remember that I'm hitting this move. I want to stop here very suddenly. I want to hit that move. Same thing with my head. I want to go to the side. Now your legs are not doing anything during this move. So you're up here on 4, 5. All right. Now let's go on to the hardest move of the dance. I'm going to be teaching the right arm first because it is easier than the left hand. So your hand is here, and you're just going down and scooping up. Okay? And that's on the 6, 7. Okay? And you're ending here kind of like a waiter, a little bit more extended out. All right? We're here on 5, 6, 7. Remember, see here, when I'm coming up, it's a little bit faster. I'm hitting it. I'm hitting that move on the 7. The 6 is a little more fluid motion, and then I'm hitting the 7. It'll all make sense when I add in the head and my left arm movements. So now onto my left arm, and then I'll be teaching the head right after that. Our left arm is here. It'll be going down and up, and then down again. Okay, so there's more movement happening with our left arm than there is our right arm, but they do hit at the same time. Notice when I'm here, I go down and hit. So our arms are going to be hitting at the same time, okay? So that will be, we're here, 6, 7, okay? We're here, it'll be going down. We're turning our hand in, so our elbows out to come up into a what the heck, kind of a waiter, what's up, you know. And then we're turning it so our palm is facing down. It was facing parallel to the ceiling, now our palm is parallel to the floor. All right, once again, that's 7, once again, that's 5, 6, 7, okay? Now, your head does do something different, but it does kind of flow with the rest of the move. So we know that our head hits here, and when our arms are going on 6, we're turning our head to the left. We're looking forward still, or you can kind of look out to the side, whatever works. Make sure you're swerving your head, and you're going to hit back on the 7. So your head's on 5, 6, 7. And that is when your hands hit, is when you're hitting with your head again to the right. So altogether that move looks like 5, 6, 7, 8. Now on the 8, we're going to be jolting our body, okay? It's not a pop, it's not something really exaggerated, it's just a really quick jolt with your upper body. Now our head's still facing to the right, and our hands are still in that position, and we're just jolting our upper body. Just kind of tense it out for a second, and it'll let you move. All right, let's go through everything from the beginning. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. So we ended here with our right hand out, head facing right, left hand facing down, feet together. So we're going to be bringing our head back to front, bringing our hands in. This is not a distinct move for a count. It is just getting our hands ready for what we're doing on 1. On 1, your feet are going to be stepping out. Your right foot. Your right foot will be stepping out about a foot in front of your left foot. Make sure your left heel comes off the floor a little bit. At the same time, you're going out with your hands. Your hands will be perpendicular to the floor, facing out. This is why this is not a specific move. You're just getting your hands ready for that move. Make sure when you do this move, you're going straight out with your hands, then you're going to the side. You don't want to just push out. Make sure you're going around and hitting when you're right directly out from your shoulders. And you can pop your chest a little bit, but not too much. And so we're here on 8. You bring your hands in and go 1. On the 2, you step back in and bring your hands into a position where they're together and your forearms are parallel to the floor, your elbows are up, and you're going to be dipping your hips from right to left. And at the same time, you're going to be having your hands and you're going around the same time with your hips as with your hands. And that's on the 2, 3, 4. Altogether, that will be here on 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Running back up top. Make sure to hit this position pretty well. Don't stop here, but you want to make sure that this is in another position on 4. Okay? Now, so the last few counts of the dance, we're here, ending. Then on 5, with our legs, we're going out, and we're stepping back a little bit as well. And then we're stepping with our left foot to straighten ourselves back up. And that is on counts 5, 6. And you don't step anywhere on 7. With your hands, you're going to have your left hand right underneath your stomach here on your waist. And you want your hand to be flat right here to your left side. And make sure that you don't have it in a fist or grabbing your hip. You just want it laying there. Don't be like a Barbie. Just have it relaxed there. You could grab on if you wanted to. That's fine too. With your right hand, it's going to be up into your palm is facing the audience, and your arm is slightly bent, and your hand is right above your head. So you're going to step 5, 6. Okay? Now your hands don't do anything on the 6. They just stay in that position. As you're doing that, you're going to be bouncing a little bit. Just kind of put some flavor in there. On the 7, when you're in that position, you're going to go down, up. So your head and your hand are going down and up at the same time. Your left hand doesn't do anything. You can kind of compress your chest in a little bit. That will make your hips kind of pop forward a little bit as well to get that popping position. And then make sure you hit those moves. Those are really strict, intense moves. Making sure you're hitting them. Okay? On the 8 and your left hand's still going to be here, and you're going to be popping left and right with your hips. Your legs will stay in their position. You're just popping left, right, with your left knee bent a little bit, and then your right knee, making sure that the opposite leg of your hip is straight. See that? Pop, pop. And that's on 8 and. At the same time, your right hand will be in the number 1 position or the no, no, no position. You're going down, you're going left, right with that. Okay? So we're here, 7, 8, and. Alright, and there's one last move just for the last couple counts to finish up the chorus. You're going to brush forward. And at the same time, you're going to be lifting up your leg as high as you can with your knee. And you won't be sitting it down. It's almost like you're going to, and then you're going to step out again. Altogether, that move looks like 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And that is where the dance ends. Awesome. So we're going to go through once with counts, once 75%, and then once full speed. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned how to dance to Han by I-Dle. Make sure you like, subscribe, and if you have a suggestion for what you want me to teach next, make sure you comment down below. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. Thank you guys. Bye!